Welcome, everyone. If we haven't met already, my name is Claire Jones, owner of Liminal Clarity, and I am the Change Guide for Growth. And I provide support and stability to high-achieving women during times of change, stress, and or transformation. So I'm jumping on today to talk about the first area of wellness that we need to prioritize in order to show up as our best selves in everything that we do and achieve more in less time with less stress, because that's what we all want. So we're going to be talking about connecting time today. So if you're catching me live or if you're watching a replay, say hello, comment, and tell us where you're tuning in from and what your favorite social activity is. So before I get into the nitty-gritty here, I wanted to let you know that I am opening up 3 spaces to the women impact makers out there who want to take control of their schedules and cultivate a solid foundation of mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical practices that will support them in achieving their goals without burning out in the process. So if you're interested, book a call with me. I'll put the link in the chat for you. And let's dive into it. So how exactly did I learn the importance of balancing my social time? You know, I am actually an introvert, but I love people. I am a double Pisces with Leo rising, and so it's a very special combination, and I have to be really, really careful when I balance my need for social time, because I can easily swing from one side of being alone all the time and getting lonely to having too much social connection and getting overwhelmed and burnt out. For example, in my early 20s, I used to have a lot of forward-facing front desk jobs, and I would be exhausted by the end of the day because I was constantly interacting with people all day long, and I would have no energy to do socializing activities with my friends. But then I switched to working from home back in 2018 when I opened up this business in my late 20s, and found that I had a lot of time to myself during the day. And so I made a point of scheduling more social activities to provide me with the socializing that I wanted. But nowadays, I do a lot more networking and connecting with people online. I'm usually engaged in about 30 or more conversations a day between meetings, emails, and DMs through social media. So that means that I really need to limit my other social activities to make sure that I don't get overwhelmed and stressed. So it's really all about finding a balance that works for you. Everyone is going to have different balance needs, and it takes a lot of self-awareness to understand what your limits are and self-discipline to stick to maintaining your time boundaries. Can anyone relate to this? I'm sure there's a lot of you out there. So if you're interested in finding a balance that works for you, I'm opening up these 3 spaces for the women go-getters out there who want to take control of their schedules and better feed your brain's needs. So check out that link in the chat if you're interested in booking a call. So let's get into the nitty-gritty with the social needs of the healthy mind platter, one of which is connecting time, and this satisfies our social need for connection. While it's often more valued than playtime, the other social need, both are equally important. Connection is vital to us humans because of our evolutionary wiring. It predisposes us to seek out social connections in an attempt to increase our chances of survival. And it's literally wired into our brain, and it's a basic need akin to the need for food, water, and shelter. So not only does positive social support have beneficial effects on the cardiovascular, the endocrine, and the immune systems, but satisfying social relationships are also associated with more positive outlooks on life, more secure attachments and interactions with others, more flexibility when confronting psychological challenges, and more efficient restorative behaviors. It is super important because the brain looks at social threats and social pain in the same way that it looks at physical pain. So the experience of being socially excluded or socially rejected from something or someone registers in the brain the same way as does physical pain. So this includes problems with friends, problems with family, problems with significant others, problems with coworkers. So if you are going through a breakup, for example, your brain is going to register that pain, that social pain, in the same way it does as breaking your leg or spraining your ankle or hurting your arm. Your brain and your body are going to react as if you are experiencing physical pain. So it's super important to structure your time and energy in a way that prioritizes positive social interactions. An easy action step would be to commit to spending time with close and reliable and trusted others twice a week for at least an hour. And an easy tool to accomplish this is to maximize your time by doing group activities and satisfy both your need for connecting time and physical time, for example. So this could be a game of pickup volleyball or soccer, as long as you focus on the social interactions and to hit two birds with one stone. Same with going to yoga classes together or dance church together. That is one of the dance activities in Seattle that I absolutely love. So think about how your social commitments make you feel. Do they nourish you or do they deplete you? And that's pretty much it for today. So if you're interested in booking a call, the link is in the chat. And let's really talk about the best way to get you on track, focused, and devoting your time appropriately to these activities that will feed your brain and empower you to achieve your goals while having way more fun in the process. So we can use tools like the Healthy Mind Platter, flexible time blocking, and empowering rituals so that you can reach and maintain peak performance even in times of change, stress, or transformation. I cannot wait to support you in your growth journey. So in the meantime, please join me for more Facebook Lives where I will be doing a deeper dive into each of these wellness areas and providing you with practical tips, tools, and recommendations. So I'll be jumping on tomorrow to talk about playtime, the other social need. But until then, please remember that your authentic self is extraordinary, it is wonderful, and you owe it to yourself to create the elevated life that you know you are capable of. So take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.